Well, Robbie, first and foremost, how's your health going at the moment?
Oh, Nate, it's going very, very well. Thankful that I had some good surgeons, some good specialists take care of me. It was a bit of a scare to begin with, but then kind of it's a common procedure so many people have had, and I spoke to a few people that have had the procedure, and they said, look, it's all fine and it's all good. And then I had one specialist, come and sit at the end of the bed and say, no, he takes care of the heart. I said, well, what do you mean you take care of the heart? I said, where's the other specialist, the surgeon? He says, no, I put it in a box. I said, excuse me, you put it in a what? He says, I take it out, I put it in a box, and I keep the temperature at a certain temperature to keep it. I said, don't you ever drop that box. I said, if you drop that box, you're in trouble. But besides that, it all went well. I was fortunate, I was fit at the time, so the operation was a Friday, and I was out by Tuesday morning.
Oh, obviously, you did take good care of that box, so that's good news. The condition, though, it did force your hand in having to choose retirement, which would have been difficult for you.
Very, very hard decision, Nate. I've been going for 40 years, and then you've got to be told that you can't do it anymore. It's kind of heartbreaking, but my health's more important. And I've got a young boy; he's 9 years old, and I thought, you know what, it's by time I did kind of take care of my health a little bit. I let it go a little bit because I was onto the Red Bulls and the bungers and all that stuff, but I haven't had one yet. So it's good, and I've been very fortunate that I've come through this well and healthy, and reconditioned heart. Got another 30 years to destroy it.
Pleasingly, we're now seeing you at the track more regularly. Tell us about this new role you've taken on post-retirement. Yeah,
I was very fortunate, and thanks to Tony Golan. He approached me to mentor Angela, and then obviously Chris Marr called me and he said, "Can I do Malia as well?" And I said, "Yeah, it'll be a pleasure. It's a new chapter. It's something new for me, and so I'm here for them. If I go through the races with them. If they've had a bit of a down day, and they get themselves down, I'm there to call up and pep them up a little bit. And I've been through it all in my career, so I know what it's like to get down and not feel good after a meeting when you've had good rides and things haven't gone to plan. I keep telling them it's the way the industry is, and forget about this meeting, concentrate on the next.
Yeah. You strike me the sort of guy who would have been the one jockey in the room who was the guy who pepped people up. So to me, it seems like a natural progression for you to move into a role like that.
Yes, I was. I don't like to see people down because, I know when they go home it gets to them a little bit. So I try to cheer them up and give them the best advice I can. And they're two lovely young riders, Angela's doing super well. Mia's starting to do well. She's coming up a bit. I'm very pleased at the results they're getting.
Yeah. You talked about a 40-year career. There'd be many, many highlights, but do you consider that you look back on it and consider yourself grateful for all the wonderful places in the world that you were able to ride in and ride successfully? Oh,
for sure, Nate. One thing about this industry, you get to see the rest of the world, and you get to go to meetings where you only dream of. And fortunately, you get on the right horses, bit of luck, you end up attending these great meetings, Japan, the Shidakinen meeting, you got Dubai World Cup, Hong Kong international races at Singapore, and and it's a thrill and an experience that it's the best feeling ever. Yeah. When you ride in those places, you actually become a better rider.
Yeah.
Because you've got different tempos and races, different riding styles, and you've got all the top guys there. So you've got to lift your game up a bit, otherwise they're going to leave you behind.
Yeah. You were able to get on some champion race horses, a couple that stand out for me, like Rocket Man in Singapore, and Fairy King Prawn, who was one of my favourites in Hong Kong. You mentioned the Japanese race, but also that great stoush with Sunline after he'd won the sprint the year before.
That's true. I would say what race stands out, besides the Shidakinen, would be that race with Sunline, the international. I knew this filly. I studied her form, I watched her races, and I went, this is going to be the one that it's going to be tough to beat her. I said, if she gets a soft lead, I said, then, because I was on a horse that kind of got to make him fall asleep in a race and produce him from 3/4 of the way back, but he's got a great turn of foot. I said, if she gets probably 6 lengths on me, I could be in a bit of trouble, and she did. And probably another bound I get her, but in saying that was a great race. Obviously, Fairy King Prawn being the horse of Hong Kong, and I probably could hear the crowd cheer at one stage. It was that loud, so what a thrill, and obviously she beat me, and the filly that's won 21 something races.
Yeah.
So she was one of the best mares that I've seen around.
Yeah, that race certainly lives long in the memory. You came to Australia and Queensland, and we really embraced you here in Queensland as a Queenslander. You're such a character here to bring the record that you brought, but you also had great success here in Queensland too.
I have, Nate, and like I said, when I landed here, I said, I'm going to make Queensland my home. And you know what, I was so blessed because I walked in the jockey room and all the other jockeys accepted me, which is hard to do when you're an outsider and you come into a new place. But they were so welcoming and so good to me, and I cannot thank him enough for that. Out here on the track, we're competitors, but after races or in the jockey room, yeah, we throw a joke now and again, but you know, we've got some very good riders up here, and I've had some good success up here. I can't complain. Like you say, the Stradbroke was always a goal of mine. Unfortunately, it was during COVID, so but it's still the Stradbroke is still a Group 1, and it was a race that I wanted to win. Yeah.
I know you like counting the money, and the money that year wasn't as much, fortunately, but we are here at the scene of that particular race here on the Eagle Farm course proper to win that race on Tyre Zone. He came from so far back. It would have been eerie compared to some of the other big races you won because there was no one here that day, but to have your name on that honour roll in Queensland's most famous race, that's a fitting thing on your career as well.
100%. You know, if you look at the honours board, his name's up there, my name's next to him. It's a Group 1, and yeah, well, I probably rode Tyre Zone the start before, and I got off and I said to Toby, he's ready for the Stradbroke. We had 52.5, bad draw, but he's always had bad gates. He comes from behind. But I said the nice thing about the weight on his back is I can peel him out early and sustain a long run. I said he'll keep going, and which he did. And fortunately, you know, obviously, you know, the bob of the heads got me the race, and just was a great feeling as well, you know, because obviously no crowd. That took a lot of the atmosphere out of it, but it was the Stradbroke, and I was so pleased and happy for Toby and Trent. It was their first Group 1, so for them as well, and it was just a great achievement that I was a part of, and I really enjoyed.
Well, Robbie, we've loved having you here in Queensland. It's terrific to hear that your health is good and on the improve, and also it's great to know that you're going to be around the races for a little while yet. Congratulations on a wonderful career, and best of luck for a healthy life from here on in.
Oh, thank you, Nathan. And also I want to just thank the BRC, you know, for putting this race on for me and for organising everything. Cannot thank you enough. That's very, very kind of you guys to do that, you know, because sometimes jockeys fall away in the game, and they kind of just disappear. You forget about them. But the BRC has been so great and wonderful to me, and yourself as well have been good to me, and I cannot thank you enough.
Well, it's our pleasure. All the best, Robbie.
Thanks, Nate. Thank you.